welcome to Let's Use Sorcery, a channel dedicated to artwork and written by a guy who wishes he was a writer sometimes. You'll have to forgive me because I'm going off of very few notes because all my other notes sounded silly. I am, for the most part, an oil painter at some degree. I've been painting for, oh wow, well, oil painting for at least 25 years. Pretty much the goal of this channel is twofold. Maybe I can help you, and maybe you can help me. I've never really done anything like this before, and I've tried similar things, but jumping off the deep end here. And I think more people who are potential artists or want to do artwork sometimes need to jump off too. Into the unknown, into things that are scary. Now, the next few videos I'll be making will be involving oil painting, and you might be thinking, oh my god, oils. Well, there's a little bit to that, but not too much. If you wish and want to try, I can give you some little pointers on cheap, well, cheap as in it doesn't cost $1,000, but for under $50, you can pretty much get set up and start painting. You can do it cheaper too. Also, if you would like to use acrylics, there's no harm in that. I am not very good at acrylic painting on canvas. I usually use acrylics on my sculptures, I should say. As I said before, you can probably pick up a small paint kit at maybe your local art store if you happen to have one, or if not, Amazon has a lot of good deals. I would suggest looking into a 5-color set. It would consist of blue, red, yellow, white, and black. I would highly suggest something in the range of like $25 or so. Money really does talk about the quality of paint sometimes. I use Winton paint for the most part. I think I'm saying that right. I keep wanting to say Winston, and that's nowhere near right. But Winton. This is not a plug. I just use this paint probably more than any of the oil paints I've used. It's on the cheaper end, but it's good quality, and it dries a little bit faster than other oils, which you may or may not find helpful. A good linseed oil, there's one that I don't like, and I'll tell you not to get this one. It just yellows the whites too much. Maybe I was using it wrong, but it has the picture of the Mona Lisa on it. I cannot remember the life of me what it's called right now, and I don't feel like looking for it. It would take me forever. Don't get that one unless you're, and I don't know, do some research. But there's one that's just a regular linseed oil. It will say non-yellowing. There's several like that, and you can get a nice little bottle for, if you can find it on sale, you can get it for like $9. Or you can buy a giant bottle for like 30. I mean, it's up to you. And these brushes, it's cheaper pack of brushes. You get 10 brushes in it, and you might have to find these on Amazon, but I'm sure other stores have it. It's or AR, I don't know how to say this. I'll just spell it. AROIC. And they have like orange tips, blue handles, and you can get a pack of 10 for pretty cheap. I bought 20 packs of 10 at the time for, I think it was $25. I it might have been a different one, but you can find those on Amazon too, and it's a good little setup, and that's really well. I guess you'll need something to paint on, won't you? If you're just starting off and you're kind of nervous about like I don't want to screw up, blah blah blah. Don't worry about that. You can buy you can pretty much oil paint on anything. I wouldn't suggest paper because that'll leave oil marks eventually, and it's not good to paint on. You can get board canvases, varying in sizes, depending on how big you want to go, for pretty cheap. And board is a good way to start. That way, you're not investing in a more expensive canvas where you might not like what you've done and like, oh God, I just wasted all this money, blah, blah, blah. It'll save you some time. I prefer canvases, stretch canvases, that is. But I'm comfortable with that. And I think you should be comfortable with what you're doing too. And that's kind of what the whole point of this is. So, uh, I'll see if I can find the proper names of everything and link them in the description down below. There's going to be a lot of links at the end of this, so, well, at the bottom of the video. Anyways, but what we're trying to do is get you comfortable to do something that you've been wanting to do. And if you're watching this, you might feel like that. And that's a good starting point. Now, this isn't really an introduction to oil paints the way it sounds. Um, you'll need a setup of some sort. Don't do it in a place where it may be disturbed or anything like that. Unless you trust the people around you, if you're not alone or anything like that. Or just someplace that you feel good at. And pretty much you just start there. If you've noticed, I've been painting here, and this video is sped up a little bit faster than usual. It's at 1.5 speed, so it looks like I'm just rocking it out, which I'm really not. I think I recorded about an hour's worth of video, and you'll see that it's all kind of chopped up a little bit. I bumped the camera here or there, but it's not what we're here to talk about right now. What we are here to talk about, hopefully you'll join me in said conversation later, of why you should be painting or doing some sort of form of art. I'm going to focus on painting because it's something I know a little bit more about. For me, it's always been, what can I express and how can I express it? And I'm going to tell you right now, I have failed many times doing this. I don't usually plan out my paintings. If you've seen in the beginning of the video, it looks like just white smears, which is pretty much what I start with. I have an idea and a color scheme. That's where I start. You might want to do something different. You can draw on your canvas. I would use a lighter pencil, but I will tell you that graphite will get in your paint and muddle the colors eventually. I mean, you can do whatever you want to. That's kind of what the point of all this is. But I don't plan my stuff out. I have an idea, and that idea changes as it goes. It's just the way I do things. I do sometimes have more constructed pictures, which I enjoy doing too. But if you just want to let loose, get crazy, go for it. Just beware, oil paints are messy. Don't wear your good clothes, and it's a pain in the ass to get out of carpet. I might do a tutorial on how to do that later, because it's not 100%. But something that really made me want to do all this was some things people have been telling me pretty much my entire life, or saying to me or commenting, and it's always bugged me. And from what I understand, it bugs other artists as well, be it musicians or sculptors, pretty much the entire gambit of it. And people are like, I wish I could do that. Oh, you are so good, but I just don't have the talent. Well, you may or may not. I don't really understand what talent is in the sense of I can pick up a pencil and draw something. I'm no way like the greatest ever and can just create everything I want because I can't, which is okay. It gives me time to focus on things I am good at, I guess. You get told you're good at something long enough, you kind of believe it. It's frustrating because you don't want to believe it. But if you really want to, you have to try. And that's where we're going with all this. You have to get in there, jump off the deep end, and try. And then try again. And try again. You can't stop. 90% of talent is practice. Actually, it might be more than that. I think 99% of talent is practice. You find something you like and you keep doing it until you feel like you're getting better. Or you start doing what you feel that you want to do, or see, or show, or hear, or listen to, or whatever it is. Like, you just got to keep going and keep trying. And this will, it's pretty much something you have to do with everything in your life. And if you put it into expressing whatever little dark little demons in your head onto something other people can look at, or that you can visualize, it gets better. And your work will improve over time. Mine has, I think. I look at older things and it's like, wow, I could have done this, this, and this. You can always live in regret. But life is too short for that. And life is too short for bullshit. So, an idea of why I'm making a channel about this is because it's outside my comfort zone. This is nothing I would have thought 10 years ago of doing, but I want to try. And this is probably going to come out pretty amateurish, which is fine. It's my first one. And I'm going to keep trying. This video itself is more of just an introduction. We'll be getting into more actual painting once I figure out how to position my camera where I don't bump it every time I move. My workspace is a little limited at the moment, but I want your feedback. What you would like to see. What would you like to talk about? What would you like to paint? Next couple videos will be more of me doing this painting. I'm hoping to finish it, which is something I'm terrible at doing, is actually finish a painting within a reasonable amount of time, unless I have a reason to. And I think this channel will give me a reason to. And hopefully we can do this together. So, yeah. Let's bring those little eldritch horrors to life.